Hi guys, it's Mark Zickery, Mr. Sci-Fi, also known as Mark Zickery of Space Command. I'm scruffy again today because we're editing our movie. Life is going very well, very well. Elaine has been watching the dailies from the climactic scene, the 9-page monster in which all of our leads, all of our stars are on the alien spaceship. It's at the end of the movie or toward the end of the movie. I won't tell you what happens, but it's very exciting. Also, our ace editor, Dave Edison, has been editing the first part of the movie, so we've got the first 8 minutes that we just watched in rough cut. So we're all getting together today to edit. I've been rewriting the second film. I've been doing many things, and additionally doing these Mr. Sci-Fi videos and getting coaching from my friend Laura Kane, who got 1 million hits on her channel in a month. And she's been talking to me about hashtags and all of these things and all these things from this 21st century that you all live in. So I come from the 20th century. I'm a time traveler. But I want to talk also about Interstellar, because some movies are loved by everyone pretty much from the get-go, like Star Wars or Raiders. I mean, only real curmudgeons and people with personality dysfunction didn't like those films when they came out. But then there's other kinds of movies that polarize, and those can become very popular ultimately and very well-regarded and loved over time as well. And Interstellar is a film that's polarizing people, and I've already chimed in with my responses to it. But I had a very interesting experience where one of my friends, who's a showrunner, very successful writer, producer, just was nominated for an Emmy. He was at the gym the other day, and he was inveighing against Interstellar and talking about how much he hated and how he loathed it. He didn't even like the 12-ton spaceship. And and then another friend of mine, who's also a showrunner on another hit show, long line of hit shows, was talking about how he saw Interstellar and he loved it, and he was going to take his kids to it, and he knew that they wouldn't understand all the philosophical stuff, but they would love the spectacle. So I was thinking, well, here's one person who really loves it and one person who really hates it, and what's the scoop here? Well, first of all, here's my thought. And I also, by the way, just watched When Worlds Collide, which is a very similar film in a certain way. It's about Earth is doomed, and we have to build a spaceship and find another world we can settle on, and a small contingent of humanity will continue the race. And so if you want to see how the 1950s, originally it was written as a novel by a writing team, including Philip Wiley, and who went on to become a writer of note. And that was written in the early 30s. I've actually got the first edition another time when I'm not out in the park with the dog. I'm walking the dog. I'm here at the Tar Pits again in the LA County Art Museum and the Page Museum. It's a wonderful little complex. Lovely winter's day here. Or is it autumn still? Anyway, it's a lovely day here in Los Angeles. I'll show you the first edition another time of When Worlds Collide. It was written in the early 30s. Cecil B. DeMille was going to make it as a movie, interestingly enough. Ultimately, George Pell made it in the 50s, in 1951. It stars many wonderful actors, including Barbara Rush and my friend John Hoyt, who I got to know and interview when I wrote The Twilight Zone Companion. He's in a number of great Twilight Zone episodes. He's also the first ship's doctor on the Enterprise and the first Star Trek pilot, The Cage. Quite wonderful actor, and he plays the villain in When Worlds Collide. But it's interesting to see how the 50s treated that subject, and then how here in 2014 we treat that subject with Interstellar. Yeah, and one of my Mr. Sci-Fi viewers was complaining to me about how he found my lack of enthusiasm for that wonderful film, Interstellar, disappointing. And I'm coming around on Interstellar. I'm coming to regard it more highly. But here's the thing about any movie. Every movie, people think, well, a movie is the same experience for every viewer, but that's not true at all. Any movie at any time is a communication, a conversation between the individual viewer at that point in his life, where every moment of his life up until that point and the film intersect. And it's a one-on-one conversation, and each movie in a way is different from one person to another. So there's no right or wrong to it. There's no should to it either. Anytime you say someone should feel something, someone should have a response, you're going to lose that battle, because it's an emotional response. You either love it or you don't love it. You like it or you don't like it. And my friend who hated the movie, he's single. He has his life. And my friend who loved the movie, he's a family man. He's got 2 little children. So I think he resonated very strongly to what caused Philip Nolan to make the movie in the first place, which was the father-child relationship and the issue of when you have to do what's right and leave your child and do a task that keeps them safe, keeps them secure. So for instance, any parent who has to work long hours or work a job where they have to leave their kids, so that they can provide for them, they're going to understand that and resonate to that theme. It's very funny. Ray Bradbury told me that when he was, starting a family, one day he took his daughters to the beach, and he was just enjoying watching them play in the water. And he said he had a single entry in his diary that day, which was glorious. But he realized that he couldn't write at home because he loved being with his kids and playing with them so much that he wouldn't get any writing done. So he actually had to get an office in Beverly Hills, and he would bicycle, because he didn't drive, he'd bicycle from his home in Cheviot Hills to his office in Beverly Hills and write. And that worked very well for him. So again, these issues resonate or fail to resonate depending on the individual. So with Interstellar, I think I'm very in favor of any film that polarizes, whether it's Taxi Driver or Interstellar. Any film that gets strong opinions is a good thing, because it means that it's coming from artistic passion, it's coming from a desire to say something, and when something is said, people are going to agree, disagree, it's going to spark debate, spark conversation. Most films, I've said before, most films, if you ask what they're about 2 hours. And so I applaud Christopher Nolan, instead of doing another Batman movie, instead of just doing film after film after film that was meaningless. And I'm not saying that the Batman films are meaningless. I'm just saying that, many directors, they take their paycheck, they do their workmanlike job. They're not striving to make lasting art by any means. And so I applaud what he's doing. And certainly with Space Command, that's what I'm trying to do, which is create something meaningful. It's about, is this going to move people? Is this going to be something people care about? So that's what what we're all striving to do here. So this is a little bit of a rambling narrative this morning as I prepare for my artistic day, but it's thrilling to be writing scripts, to be making films, to have my own studio. We're renewing the lease, and talking to those people. So we're going to continue shooting, and it just continues on. The joy, the pursuit of truth, and the pursuit of communication, and the pursuit of lasting work that people can enjoy down the decades and beyond. So that's it for now. If you want to comment, share, subscribe, all the things you do, it's much appreciated. And I'll try to utilize hashtags as I've been instructed, and spread the word and build the audience. And thanks for everything, and we'll talk real soon. Bye.